Welcome to my Wellness Rewired Hacking Women's Health. Join Larissa and Mallory as they explore biohacking tips for women based on the latest science and research available today. Let them help you unlock your best self. It's time to hack smarter, not harder, together.
Hello. Welcome. Today is one of my favorite subjects of all time is friendships and the power of friends and how it's helpful to our health and the benefit of using friendship as a biohack. So we will talk about the science behind that, and we will talk about the practicality of it and the challenges of it. And then we're going to talk about how to use it as a supplement, which is my favorite part of the whole episode today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you know what? Friendship actually is a biohack for women. The more we've looked into this, because we were like, can we talk about this? I feel like it's a big deal. I feel like the social structure is something that like a community or a village is something that women need, right?
Yeah.
And so then when we were like, well, I don't know, let's just start seeing what's out there as far as like studies and any specific research done on this. And it turns out there's a lot. So
It's crazy the influence and the positive effects that happen with friendship, especially positive friendships, I should say.
yes. Yeah, like your girlfriends, your friends, all the friendships we build over a lifetime, they really do make a really big difference, which is why for so many of us, it's so brutal when you feel lonely, right? You can feel the difference. It's really when we packed up and moved across the country and had to start over in a new place, it was really hard. And the more I look into the research and the science out there, it makes sense because you really do need those. The friendships do so many things for you health wise. So let's talk about that first of all. Why is friendship a biohack? And we know that it does several things. It does stress buffering, and they do this via, it's something called the tend and befriend, which is something that I had never heard of until we were doing this research. Because, there's the sympathetic nervous system, there's like the fight or flight or the rest and digest. Well, apparently for women, there's also something called the tend and befriend, which was discovered by Shelley Taylor at UCLA. And basically what it is when stressed women release more oxytocin, which drops cortisol, lowers blood pressure, and calms the amygdala. But the oxytocin release is amplified when you're with other women who you trust. And so male friendships do not trigger the same oxytocin surge. So basically, chronic stress will age you slower when you have close female friends, is the gist of all of that. So
I can understand that, because when you're going through life challenges, which life is full of challenges, it is so hard, whether it's being a mom, being a daughter, being a caretaker, whatever it is through the journeys, no one really truly understands what you're going through except for another woman in that position, right? In that season of life, right? And so I totally agree with that. And you just feel better. You feel better when you talk to them. Like right now I have teenagers. So when I get to talk to another mom that's raising teenagers, and then you feel like you can not commiserate together, but you can relate and like, oh, it's normal. It's normal, like the shifts of it. So it lowers your cortisol because you can talk about it and get it out. And you're like, oh, this is normal. Okay, we're good. We're moving right along.
it's so true. It's like that shared understanding and commiseration, I guess. Like it makes such a big difference. The next thing that we figured out that it does is massive mortality reduction, right? Like we're talking about overall like mortality risk. And one of the longest running studies on women at Harvard found that the lack of strong social ties predicts earlier death as strongly as smoking or obesity, just as strongly. Yeah. How crazy is that? It's something that I don't think anybody even has even thought of. I certainly never did.
Yeah.
But it is as strong of an indicator as smoking or obesity. And women with robust female friendships, they had, let's see, I think the statistic was 50% lower risk of dying over the study period. 50% reduction.
Man. Well, I can see that too, because they're combining the loneliness factor, you know what I mean? So they don't feel like they're connected to society and the community. It's kind of like that blue dot theory, the more active you are in your community, the longer your longevity you have, because you get out and you socialize and you feel connected into
Yeah,
the
more
world.
ties
Yeah.
into other
Mhm.
things, right? And so I mean, it was still better survival rates after breast cancer diagnosis, slower cognitive decline. I can't talk today. Decline.
You need to go out with your friends right now.
Am seriously due for a girls' night. I will tell you that. We tried to do one this week, me and my girlfriend on the street, and we couldn't get it. We were trying to get like a combined babysitter for our kids and go do something. And yeah, we're gonna have to try for next week. So
There's always tomorrow, always tomorrow.
yes, we're gonna make it happen because we both need it. Um, yeah, that one really blew my mind the most because like you always hear of like smoking or like people are like, oh, like, type 2 diabetes, like all these things. Oh, I have to keep this under control. Like I don't want to die early because I'm not taking care of myself. Well,
Yeah.
girls, like friendship matters too. So like
Yeah.
prioritize your friendships because that's doing a lot for you.
And I think because if people don't look at it as a health benefit, they don't prioritize it as much. They keep putting it off. But really, and for your longevity and your mortality rate, you really need to focus on it and make an intentional effort to establish and maintain friends throughout your life.
Yeah, I really think of it like when we listened to that doctor, talking about having chronically stressed patients, and his guy came in that he was like, "What are you passionate about?" All he did was he started collecting and building like trains, and it changed his whole life. I feel like it's the same sort of concept. It's when you are building a lot more passion and joy in your life, it really does change the way that you live your life and the way that your body reacts to that. And so friendship is just one of those things.
Yeah, it changes your outlook. And so things aren't so, I don't want to say dreary, but low stagnant, because sometimes you can get
Yeah.
stagnant. And then it's like sometimes just going out and talking about what's on your mind or your heart, then it like ease you up after that to
Yeah. Yeah.
refocus on something positive.
That is so true. Um, okay, what else does it do? I made a whole list of this, you guys. Like it's okay, hormonal optimization, that's another one, like regular physical touch and emotional intimacy with female friends, right? Like hugs, long talks, that kind of stuff. It keeps oxytocin and progesterone higher and cortisol lower across your cycle and even into perimenopause. So this directly reduces PMS, menopausal symptoms, and mood crashes. That's
I
pretty
love that.
crazy. Yeah.
I'm not a very touchy-feely person naturally. I have to like be in a certain effort on that about that. But I
Yeah.
love giving a hug. I love when people put their hand on my arm, or give me a hug or do anything like that. So I
Or
should
brush your hair, you love
yeah.
that.
Oh, I love people touching my hair, brushing my hair, braiding
I
my
know,
hair.
my daughters love it because they get to braid your hair and play with it and do fun stuff.
I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's definitely my love language." That's
Yep,
true.
it's touch.
And I does that count when you go to like the Korean body scrubs and you get your body scrub and massage done,
Well, it depends on if you're friends with your scrub
lady?
lady.
Yeah, I'm not, but I do enjoy that.
It might make you feel like you're part of a community, right? I don't
I
know.
li I like how you're trying to make connections for me. I appreciate the connection. I was trying to think of what other things I love. I love my hair played with, and I love my Korean body scrubs.
That's so
And
true.
another thing it helps with is the inflammation and immunity. So when you're
Mm,
inflamed, like loneliness regulates your pro-inflammatory genes. So close female friendships down regulate those same genes. So a 2016 study shows that women who reported high quality same-sex friendships had lower IL-6 and CRP, which are inflammatory markers. And even after controlling for everything else, it still made that impact. So that was cool
that is
because
so crazy. Because,
I
like, in
know.
a world where we're having inflammatory responses to everything, I feel like the fact that just having close friendships can help your body down regulate the inflammatory process is awesome.
Yeah. I was just going to say that. I feel like I'm inflamed over everything that I do, what I eat, what everything. So I'm like,
I
oh,
know.
that's an easy one to benefit that I should.
Yeah, especially during the holidays where I feel like I eat all of the foods that having just come out of the holidays and all the parties and things, so much sugar. Of course, champagne at New Year's, all this stuff, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, Oh my gosh, just knowing that this is another thing that can counteract that, that's a very cool thing to know.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, so ultimately, like, male friendships are great, but female friendships are seriously a biological superpower.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, apparently evolution wired women so that your besties, they're not just fun, they're medicine. And I love that.
So now you have to write yourself a subscription and make sure that get it
Get
in every week.
get your friends in.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's so many health benefits. I seriously, it's mental health, stress reduction, immune support, longevity. Like those are all the
Our
things that I feel
our
like,
favorite 4.
yeah, and those are the things that we're always talking about on this
Yeah.
podcast. And so it's so interesting that this one factor in your life can actually cover all of them. That's a really crazy thought.
Yeah. I agree.
I do love that.
All right, so now let's go into friendships as supplements. So think about your friends as a supplement. Like, how are we going to, what kind of friends do you have or you need to supplement your life to make it more positive? So now that we know that they help you with your health, with the longevity and with the immune support and the stress reduction and the mental health boost, knowing all of that, now let's look at our friendships as supplements. What type of friend do
Yeah.
you need? What kind of supplement do you need, Mallory?
Okay, so I've given this some thought. Okay. And my favorite go-to is the Retail Reaper. Introducing the Retail Reaper 2000 milligram extra release chaos capsules. Because we all have that friend that we like to go shopping with. And what starts with a quick trip to Sephora ends up hours later. Who knows how much money has been spent, right? And she's always the friend that talks you into buying that sparkly top and then also convincing herself that she deserves it too.
That's literally what I think you are to me. I think
Yeah.
you are my retail reaper.
I am that friend. Let's be real.
Oh, I could go shopping with you for hours and I got all sorts of stuff. And 99% of it I did not need.
Yeah. But you deserved it, Larissa.
And there's lots of sparkles in there. You're the type of friend, you are the retail reaper because you literally like, if I say, oh, I love these, let's say I love this shirt. You're like, you should get it in every color.
Yeah. And I'm like, actually, I like it too. I think I'm gonna get a couple colors. But you know who's like that is our cousins. Every time we do a girls' weekend and we get the cousins together and we always go shopping and they always convince me to buy more than I should. I'm like, no, I don't need it. And they're like, oh, but it's so you need it. I'm like, all
So
right.
it looks so good on you.
So I'm not the only one. There's a tribe of us. That's all I'm saying.
But when you need that, it's a great supplement to pull out of your cupboard and call that person up and say, "Hey, let's go do some retail therapy."
Yeah,
It's a
retail therapy is a real thing.
it's a real supplement. Come and join us.
Yes. All right. What about you?
All right. My supplement that I love and I wish I could take on a more regular basis was Endorphinix powder, which is the friend who will take you out on adventures, be spontaneous last minute, like, let's go do a hike. And so it's like that adventure buddy I could do all day long. Like, get me outside in nature, get me off devices, put me in no Wi Fi. And all of a sudden, when you have that motivation, you're like, okay, yeah, let's go do this. And then that's great. And you remember forever. But then if you don't have that person that pushes your boundaries, then you don't really do it. And so it's always nice to have that person. Oh, we can do this. Oh, we can do this. And then they motivate you. Okay, we can do hard things. And then you're
Yeah.
so proud of yourself when you're done.
Oh, I love that. That is awesome.
So one scoop of that in your water bottle, 63% bigger dopamine surge, and then you will have memory for a lifetime. So I think it's a win-win.
Beta endorphin highs, man. That's it. Better than any pill you can take. That's for sure.
And then they'll rope you into adventures. Like you might be taking a trip to Peru to like hike a pyramid, or you might be doing a marathon or a half marathon when you never thought you could, or you might be doing a mountain peak challenge, and hiking all the peaks, the mountain peaks. You just never
Yeah.
know.
You never know. I need that. I need a buddy to do like 5Ks or like convince me to do a
Yeah.
triathlon, right? Like just
Yeah.
things that I'm a little scared to do, but would totally try. And they're like, I'll do it with you. That
Yeah,
would be amazing.
that's what is fun about the supplement is because you're like, I can do hard things, but it's so much more fun to do hard things when you're with somebody who's also doing it with you.
Oh, that's so true.
To motivate you, to challenge you, to, like, pump you up when you're having a rough day, you know?
That's a good supplement. That's a
I
good
know.
one.
So anyway, so that's my favorite supplement so far.
My next one, I freaking love this one, and it's probably the opposite of that. And it's presenting Giggle Powder 500 milligrams, the Instant Abs Workout Edition, because this is your meme sender friend, right? The friend whose primary love language is blasting you with 100 perfectly timed memes and TikToks the second anything remotely relatable happens, right?
I have a few friends like this. And I'm always amazed by their speed and how well they're able to, like, respond back.
Yeah, the impeccable timing, like just the contagious laughter. That's what
Yeah.
I love. And this is really my love language too. I just love the relatability, made funny, the opportune timing to present it. All three of those things. Oh yeah, you got me all day. That's mine and my husband's love language.
Well, you guys both are very funny and yeah, no, I love that. I mean, I love getting them, but I have to say I am the worst about sending them. Like, I don't even know how people
Yeah.
find them so fast to send them in such well-timedness. You know what I mean? Like the efficiency of that, I think is a whole different skill set that I don't have.
It means
But
that
I
they just spend way too much time on TikTok and Reels and all those things, right? That's me. But it's so I don't know, I feel like it's a connection that sometimes when you just need that comedic relief when things are feeling really
Mhm.
stressful or really hard, it lightens the mood, it brings laughter. I think it's like a 41% boost in natural killer cell activity, free endorphins, cortisol drop, like it does all the things, right?
Yeah. It almost forces you to take a deep breath and just regroup. 'Cause it's
Yeah,
funny, it's light, and you're just like, "Oh, the whole house is burning, it's okay, everything's fine, everything's okay. The
this
the
is
house is
fine.
on fire, but everything's fine, we'll be fine."
Oh my gosh, it's so true.
Have you seen that
I
meme?
will send friends TikToks and then I'll text him and I'll be like, "You have friend homework. I hope you know. I've sent you like 30 things." But it always makes him laugh. So,
And laughter is like the best minute supplement ever, so anything that gets out of laughter is worth doing for all your friends. I appreciate all my giggle powder friends that give me that supplement of the mean power of laughter because
yes.
everybody needs it and it's funny. And it
Yep.
just makes you stop, get yourself out of that serious mode or whatever the situation is, sad, depressed, whatever the emotion is, and then you
Yeah.
can laugh about it and like, "You know what? It will pass. Everything will be okay. It's funny. You just gotta laugh."
It's so true. That's a good one. That's an important supplement, guys.
All right, so my next supplement person that I absolutely love that makes my whole world go round is the Habitron gummies. That's what I'm going to bring out. Habitron gummies. They are the accountability partner. They're the person who has like messaged you in the morning, "Oh, have you rocked yet?" "I have." And then here's my picture. You know what I mean? So it's just that person that holds you accountable and it keeps you motivated like, "Oh, they're doing it today. I'm going to do it today." And then you get out and you make that commitment to rock or to work out or to whatever habit. Maybe it's hydration, maybe it's drinking more water. You can text your friend, "Have you drank your water today?" Because
Yeah.
hydration is a huge thing. "Have you taken your your magnesium minerals, to help you sleep?" Like all of the things.
Yeah.
Whatever the accountability you need, like that is what the Habitron gummy will do for you. It will make you in a motivated way to stay on task and be your best person. And when you are on
Oh,
task and you're in a habit, then you have 60 to 90% higher habit rate success. So if that's all you get
mm.
out of it, it is the best thing ever because you're automatically more successful because you have another buddy to keep you accountable. And just like what we said earlier, it's more fun to do it together. So if
Yeah.
somebody's helping you be accountable, like it really does work. So I love that. That's what I love about our Facebook group because I
Yes.
love the accountability of like, "Oh, I'm working on this now." And then people
The rucking challenge in the
yeah,
fall, right? It was
yeah,
so fantastic to just as a group keep us all accountable to our goals.
and motivational, because then it motivates you
Yeah.
like, "Oh, they did that. I'm gonna go out and do it," you know? So it really does work, the power of
Yeah.
accountability within your circle. And you can have a friend who you can have multiple accountability partners. You can be like, You help me with my hydration, goal. You help me with my step goal. You help me with this weightlifting goal." Like, whatever your goals are.
Yeah, that's so true. Whenever I get together with my other mom friend in the neighborhood, we try to bring each other water because we're both always dehydrated. And they're like, "Okay, we're going on this trip with the kids. Let's just remind each other to drink the water we brought."
That is so funny Valentine's Day, any of the holidays, you should
Yeah.
make water like, St. Patrick's Day cute label and put it on the water and put it on our doorstep, Valentine's
Oh,
Day,
that's such a good
whatever the holidays, that'd be cute.
Yeah. Yeah, we bring each other snacks too because we're always feeding the kids and forget to feed ourselves, so
Yeah. Accountability, it matters, and you'll
Accountability.
be 60 to 90% more, efficient and successful with it.
Yep, it's true. Support goes a long way, man. Okay, my next one I love. I wrote this down, okay, because it was too funny. I have to read it. So this is the bad mom friend, right? Like introducing the bad mom balm 800 milligram screen time and wine edition. This is my favorite one. Crafted for the friend who texts chicken nuggets again for dinner, we love growth, and sends pics of her kids eating marshmallows off the floor while she hides in the pantry with a white claw. So this one is infused with zero guilt glitter, solidarity sprinkles, and a permission slip serum. Rub one group chat on your tired soul for an instant 28% drop in maternal guilt cortisol. I had way too much fun with this, guys. It's super cheesy, but seriously though, there is something about being in the trenches in a phase of life, right? And you have that friend that's not going to judge you for anything that you are doing and is also like, same girl, right?
Yeah. Well, because the mom shame is a real thing. You do feel guilty,
Yes.
you feel like you need to be on all the time, and then you feel constantly judged by other people, and so it is a real thing that you should be, and you love your kids to death and you want to, but it doesn't,
Yep.
doesn't always match. It doesn't
And
always.
and we're all human, right? Can we
Yeah,
just be human? Sometimes I do just give my kids chicken nuggets and spaghettios for dinner. Bad days happen, and I'm going to be a bad mom sometimes, but
it's
also
okay.
I'm going to be a great mom sometimes, and I want my friends to be with me through it all.
Yeah.
I definitely
I
have that friend, and she's a lifesaver. So,
I love that. I think every single person in various phases throughout their life will have a bad mom friend. What'd
yep.
you call it? Bad mom balm? Balm?
Yeah, bad mom balm.
It
It is. It's a
definitely.
balm for the soul,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I love it. I definitely need that balm for, many different phases throughout my life, pretty much my whole life. In some sort of fashion, I've needed that one.
Yep. Yep. That is so true.
So my last one today is the Shame Slayer 1000 milligrams, where your secrets die here edition. Everybody needs that friend who you can literally spill your whole guts to. You can have a complete meltdown. You can have a panic attack. You can tell them your deepest, darkest like moments that you would never say out loud, and you just say it to them and like get it off your chest. And there's no judgment, and they constantly will help you forgive yourself, and then they will work through it
Yeah.
with you, and help toughen you up so that you have a coding that like it's okay you fed your kids chicken nuggets, like you can try again tomorrow,
Yeah.
like like that, no shame, nothing, because life is hard, and you can be the most planned, organized person in the world, and you will still have things happen that you're just like, I should have done that better, or I could have done that better, or the mom guilt, or whatever it is, the mom shame. Like, there's so many
Right.
different things that happen in life, and we're all human. At the end of the day, we're all human. Nothing we do is going to be perfect, and you got to own the fact that you're not perfect. And I think that releases so much stress off of you, and you're like, I'm not perfect, I'm going to try my best, and if I
Yeah.
didn't do something today, then I'm going to try again tomorrow. So your
That's that friend.
cortisol.
It's the
Yeah.
ride or die friend, right?
Yes, it's the ride or die friend. And like 35%, science says that 35% of your cortisol will lower just by accepting that,
Hmm.
like, in getting it off your chest and in it, and talking to your friend. 35% will lower your cortisol.
Holy moly. That's more effective than a therapy session.
Or like cold plunge,
Yeah.
or like sauna, or like any
So
of
many
the
of the things that we do for these benefits, just having that no judgment friend that you can open up to does it for you.
yeah.
That's free, man. That's awesome.
Yep, so that's one so I love my 3.
Yeah, we had really a lot of fun making these up, by the way. So,
'Cause if you were gonna have supplements as friends, though, like, what was your have tos? Like, what would you
man,
stack?
mine's very telling. Retail therapy, meme sending, and bad moms. Those are my friends. Those are my people.
Mine was adventuring, accountability, and then
No
the
judgment.
no judgment. Let me just spill my whole guts to you, and that is literally who I am. Let me just spill everything
Oh my
about myself
gosh.
to you, and I'm an open book, apparently.
Yeah. Although I will say that is one of the amazing things is if you really have, which we can talk about in a second, but the more friends you have, all these different type of friends, right?
Yeah,
Depending on what you're going through and with your phase of life, they are the friends you can cultivate that give a lot back. Like you mutually benefit each other a lot.
yeah. So it's a win-win. Yeah,
Yeah, it is. And we all know that as adults, the older we get, friendship gets harder the older we get. I feel like as an
I
adult,
agree.
it's so much harder to maintain friendships. And your phase of life can be so different that it really can. That doesn't mean that friendships necessarily fade away, but they might. And but it does mean that you have to work harder to maintain them, right?
Yes. Well, it reminds me of the let them theory, what Mel Robbins said. She had this quote, like the let them theory is about trusting that the right people and the right circumstance will find their way to you. And that is so powerful because like what you were saying with the phase of life, sometimes you have friends that will stick around for a season, some will be for a chapter or some will be for the whole book, but that's okay because they're so critical and important to your survival and your supplement stack, right? At that
Yeah.
time. So I really think that that is a powerful thing to remember that you don't necessarily have to be close friends your whole life to honor that friendship and honor the gift that they gave you because it is a gift that
Yeah.
they gave you and that time. And even if it's just for, like a season or a chapter or the book, like it still is beneficial to you and it's okay. And you don't have to not be friends with somebody just because you're not as close anymore because it's like
Yeah.
a river, like it will go in and out and sometimes you'll be closer and sometimes you won't. And that's okay. That doesn't make either one of you horrible people. It just means that you're going through a different season and they might not be the right supplement for that season.
That is so true. Life stages make such a big difference, right? Just because there are things there what's the word I'm trying to think of? Like things that get in the way, obstacles. Gosh dang it. Just because there are obstacles in the way doesn't mean you can't still be friends. And so, I mean, I think that obviously the big things are to be intentional, right? With your friendships, to get the most out of your friendships, you'd also have to put into your friendships. And so this was a big thing that I feel like as an adult that I have learned. Like, having grown up in such a big family, I feel like I didn't necessarily cultivate friendships as much as I could have looking back, right? And so as I've gotten into adulthood and I've become, a mom and in my career and everything, I've just really started to realize that if you want really rewarding friendships, you have to be willing to put into really rewarding friendships, right? And so that comes with coming back to being intentional, scheduling regular catch ups, even if it's like a 15-minute Zoom call, like it's just being intentional about connecting with the people that you want to continue to be friends with, right? And to keep those friendships strong.
Well, and life is so busy and it's so hard. And our time, I don't know if you feel like this, but I'm a lot older than you. So I feel like the older I get, then my time is getting so limited because so many things take your time away. So
Ugh,
that's where you
yeah.
have to be really intentional and you really have to reach out to the people that you want to maintain that relationship with because you only have so many hours in the day and so much time. And you can't be friends with everybody. And you can't,
Yep.
you can't have a million things. So you really have to be intentional about and that's why it's kind of nice with the stages is because sometimes it ebbs and flows with how busy your life is.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I felt that a lot having multiple kids. I feel like my window narrowed so much on what I had the capacity to maintain, right?
Yeah.
And so It's been nice with some friendships to know that like even if we lose touch a little bit, that we both understand enough that it's not going to end our friendship, right? And that
Yeah.
we know it'll come back eventually when we get through this phase of life, right? And so it's really interesting, but that's why you have to diversify your circle, is because
Mm.
depending on your phase of life, like the more friends that you have, the more somebody's going to be maybe in the trenches with you and be able to kind of keep you company along that tough road.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing that is definitely important to do.
And to diversify your friendships even across age boundaries. If you had all of your friends the same age as you're missing out on all that learning opportunity from below or above you, like you need the range to really get the true benefit of multiple different types of women friendships.
That is very true, because like I've made friends with women through work who are in completely different phases of life, but I feel like we had very rewarding friendships that I learned a lot from and they learned a lot from. It was extremely rewarding.
Well, and it's a different type of connection to the community and different things, and you learn more and you're growing more in a different way that you didn't see coming. So I love that.
Yeah, I do too.
So, what are some rituals we could use to keep friends? So, you need to create some. You could do like a book club, walking group, wine
Mhm.
night, or something that is consistent, like once a month, or something that helps you build a ritual that you hang out with them on a regular, semi-regular basis. Like I like what you said, use tech wisely. Like I love this app called Marco Polo. I love it. It's like video
Yeah,
texting and you just send videos back and forth like text messaging. But it's nice because you get to really see the person, you get to hear their voice and all this stuff. So you feel more connected because it's like you're talking to them. But it's great for people like you and I who are in different time zones that I can
yeah,
Marco Polo you at like 6 o'clock in the morning and you can get it and read it whenever it's appropriate for you. So it's kind of nice
yeah,
that you don't have to be so reliant on time. Whereas like a Zoom or something like that, you would have to be available at that time. So there's so many cool
yeah.
apps and features out there now that helps with that.
Yeah, it really does. Technology has grown so much, especially I think after COVID and everything.
Mm,
We had to rely so much on technology that now I think it's a lot more mainstream. People are a lot more flexible with using that.
yeah,
And especially during COVID, we did do virtual wine nights and stuff with my friends and things that was really great to just stay connected. And there's no reason to not continue to use those methods,
yeah,
especially over distances, right?
yeah,
But I think the big thing is making it intentional, and that's one thing that I've really been trying to focus on, is recognizing that I need to cultivate more friendships in my life. And so I really love the idea of creating rituals, even if it's just like a quarterly girls night where we're not going to do anything crazy. We might just meet at
go out
somebody's
to dinner.
house and do a
Yeah,
puzzle and drink some wine. It doesn't have to be crazy, but it's intentional, and you're making it regular enough that like people can plan and look forward to it, right? And it kind of just
mhm,
builds some consistency.
yeah.
So that's my big takeaways. Like that's what I really want to work on with my friends.
And really know that you have people in your corner for all the big moments, like weddings, deaths, births, like breakups, losses. I just went through a breakup and it killed me. And I really appreciate the people who are strong enough to reach out and support me through that because it's hard. Life is hard. It does not get
Yeah.
easier. And almost like the more you love, the bigger the pain is. What is that? I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It hurts, like it just
More it
hurts
hurts.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so it's nice when you have people who will show up in the hard moments because they're not all fun. And so sometimes you just have to have people who can, show up and let you cry on their shoulder and complain about the same thing you've complained about for 10 years.
Oh, it's so true, right? Like that's the big thing though, is like show up. Not only do you want friends who show up for you, but you also have to make sure you're showing up for your friends,
Yeah,
right? And so that's a huge part of cultivating strong friendships, is
yeah.
just being there for the big moments, you know? And so
And
man,
humbling
that's a big
yourself.
one.
And humbling yourself to know that like even if you are not in that situation, you understand it and you'll get through
Yeah.
it. You have to have that belief. Everything will be okay. Everything will be okay.
That is so true. Man, I love friends. I feel
Yeah.
like even because we have so many sisters, we do fill that role for each other too. We're like
Yeah.
friends and family.
That's why earlier when you're like, I should have prioritized it more. And I'm like, well, we kind of didn't have to because there were so many of us. Just keeping up with our immediate family is a full-time job.
Yeah, I spent all of my time in my 20s and early 30s just cultivating relationships with my sisters, right? Friendships. And then my cousins. And so that was so much that I never really looked outside of it. And then I moved across the country and now we all live far away from each other. And I'm like, dang it, now I got to start over.
Be intentional. Now you have to be intentional.
I got to show up and I got to be intentional about it. And I got to create some rituals.
Yep, exactly. Oh, that's so funny.
But it's rewarding. Like we've talked
Yeah.
about, this actually has major health benefits across the span of a lifetime that is worth the effort. It's worth all the time that you put into this.
Yeah. Yeah. Friendships is the best investment that you can make in your health, in your longevity, in your mental health, all of it.
That's so true. So this is what you got to do. We've been talking about friendships now for what, like an hour? I don't know, 30 minutes. Share this episode with your bestie, whichever, adventure buddy or bad mom friend or retail reaper that you have in your life. Tell them how much you appreciate them. Tell them to listen to the episode and give us a shout out on how on which friends you have.
And be each other's supplement. Make each other's lives better.
Exactly. We'll catch you guys next time.
I mean, do I have to say that again?
Yeah, you have to actually start the episode.
Oh, you're not recording right now?
Slower cognitive decline. I can't talk today. Decline. Okay, we got to do this again, Larissa. I totally skipped a whole section of that.
Well,
yeah, that's true. Okay. All right. So let's start over. All right, you wellness rock stars. That's a wrap on this episode of My Wellness Rewired, Hacking Women's Health. We've had a blast dishing out the hacks and laughs, but hold up. Let's keep it real.
Yep, we are not doctors. We are just sharing our biohacking adventures and learning right alongside you. Nothing we say is medical advice, so always check with your healthcare provider before trying any new wellness tricks.
Absolutely. This podcast is all about inspiration and entertainment, not prescriptions. So join our Facebook group for more sassy wellness vibes. Catch you next time.